G'day, thanks for tuning in. We're going to be doing a loadout of my Tech MCT bag. This is a nice blackout bag, brand new bag, brand new tools inside. So the purpose of this bag is general DIY and sort of all basically hand tools, so no power required for anything like this. And the purpose of this bag is when I go somewhere and there's no tools, either there or in the truck or anything like that, chuck this bag in and I'm pretty much sorted for any sort of DIY things that need to get done. So let's have a look at the outside of the bag first. Actually, a couple of carabiners up here just to clip random things to. In this pocket, currently don't have anything. I think just a little belt clip from the Knipex scissors on the side there. So we'll have a look at that. All right, on one side, does that work? There we go. On one side, as I sort of said, we've got the Knipex scissors. And this black sheath on this little circle here, that's where that little belt clip clips into. So that'll clip into it just like that. And then you can clip that around your belt and have these scissors with you. I don't really tend to do that. I just keep them in the bag. So I don't want to lose that belt clip on the front. So I just put it in there. And now this slides into the side pocket here quite nicely. The only thing is when you pull it out, it comes with the sheath. So I actually want to secure that sheath down into the bag so I can pull it out and just get the scissors straight out. That'll be nice and neat. But these are Knipex 950510. So all of the links, I won't read out what all the exact tools are, but all of the links are going to be down below. So if you want to buy anything or check any of this out, the links to Amazon to my affiliate links. So if you want to grab anything from there. But these are really nice. These are electrician shears. So really nice area here for cutting cable, kind of put it together and squish that. And they're really nice and thick blade on them. So I end up using this, or not these specific ones, but other ones that I've got for pretty much cable, any sort of zip ties, cable ties, even very thin aluminium, that'll cut quite nicely. So we've got those Knipex shears there. Then we'd have this Stanley Fatmax. Oh, actually it's just a Stanley tape measure. Nothing too fancy, but it does the job really well. We've got inches and centimeters there as well. And it's got this really nice metal clip here on the side of the bag. And that just clips on that tape measure really nicely and holds that in place, but easy to pull out. On the side here, we just have a voltage tester. So this is a volt alert, a wireless voltage sensor. So any sort of electronics or electrical stuff that I do work on, I'll get this out and just make sure there's no live electricity as they get turned off. So that slides in that little pocket really nicely. It doesn't go anywhere. That's this side. Had a little bit of a look at that already. And then the other side, actually I'll take that tape out. So the other side sticking out here, we've got a really nice Weha electrician's hammer. This is really nice, quite small, but gets the job done for everything. And it's got these really nice forks on this side here, so you can use it as a bit of a pry bar as well and pry things out. So really love this thing, really nice grip on it as well. And it fits this bag absolutely perfectly. So through this hook, just sits in there and it goes right down to the bottom. It's almost like it was made for that. On the side there, just a Pica pencil. So Pica Dry, these are really nice pencils and have really long reach there as well. And what you can do is as well, you can pull that lead out a bit further as well if you need to get through even a smaller hole and mark anything out that way. So really like this. Got a whole bunch of these and a bunch of leads for these as well, and the leads actually last for quite a while. Then just a standard Sharpie, nothing too special on that side there. This is really nice. This comes with the bag, this little clip, just some electrical tape clipped on the side there. And then we just have a flashlight. So this is a nice Milwaukee flashlight. It does have a little laser there as well, which comes in really handy if you're pointing anything from further away and trying to show someone something. It's not bright enough to work outside in daylight, but it does work inside pretty well. So this can just come in handy just for showing things around, and obviously the flashlight itself for lighting things up. So that's it, that's what's on the outside. Let's have a look at what's inside. Alright, so firstly, on this side is all the electrical stuff, all the electronics and the actual measurement equipment. So we'll start going through this. Right up the top here, I'm not sure if that comes clear, there we go. So right up the top here, I'll pull it out. We've got another light, so this is a Milwaukee waterproof light. Just a nice little floodlight, so as a work light this is really good, just to put it on the side and illuminate the area. It does have this really nice clip as well, so sometimes you can clip this to your belt and just face it forward and it lights things up forward, or you can clip this on your cap as well. That tends to work pretty well, and then just shine it down. It does also have a magnet, so it'll stick quite nicely to any sort of surface there. And it is just powered by a couple of AA batteries, so they do last quite a while, but when they need to be swapped out, nice and easy. They do make rechargeable ones of these and slightly more powerful ones, but I find this is pretty good just as a small one, and then using the other flashlight there as well. Alright, so that's the first thing there. Then we've got this Klein Tools digital angle gauge. This works really well, so it will give an error until until I face it upright, and then it'll just update that, so it'll give whatever measurement of the angle there. It's built really nicely. There's a link to actually me taking this apart, so if you want to check that out, have a look up here, and you can see what's inside this as well. It's got this really nice channel, so you can put it on a pipe and it'll be pretty level there, and it's got a magnet as well, so that'll also stick to anything and get held in place. Alright, then we've got this Milwaukee laser distance meter. So it does also have a little laser pointer there, and it'll just give you the distance of however far something away is. And then you can click it there and it'll just display it up on the screen. So this is really handy. I think this is a 30-meter one. I'll have a look and I'll put a link down again in the description. But this works really well just for quickly measuring the distance. It's got a nice clip on here as well. Pretty sturdy, although it does click off sometimes if you put it on a thick belt. This will actually click off over there. But really nice, highly recommend this. This is super handy. Alright, then we've got this Fluke 325 clamp meter. So again, this is also brand new as all these other tools, but mostly these clamp meters end up using them for DC current, for 12-volt batteries in cars, that sort of stuff, making sure there's current flowing and things are charging. But this is just a really nice tool, and this does also double as just a normal multimeter. You can put prongs into the bottom and then just get the voltage displayed up on the screen that way. But speaking of that, I do also have a proper multimeter. So this is just a small pocket one, so also a Fluke 107. So for sort of field work and day-to-day use, this thing's perfect. Don't need anything more than that. It's got voltage AC and DC, and it's also got current there as well in milliamps. So a really nice small one, quite rugged and good to just take around. And these leads here, so these leads can also be interchangeable and plug onto the bottom of this, but I end up just using this as a clamp meter, and then this is an actual multimeter for more precise stuff or actual electronics or anything like that. Alright, so that can all just sit there. Well, safety glasses, but I always carry safety squint as well, so that's always really good. Alright, we've got a Klein Tools thermometer. So this is a dual thermometer. It's got infrared, so it'll also have a laser. Actually, let's do it this way. So laser, and it'll just take whatever temperature is with that infrared there. And also it's got this prong, so you can pull this out and it'll open up this prong. Actually, I'll show it on the bottom. So it'll automatically turn it on as well. You pull that out, goes all the way, and then it's got this prong, so it'll give you the reading of whatever's on this prong, that temperature there. So this is super handy. Comes in really good because you've got a contact and a non-contact method to actually measure something in a really nice small package. It is just a plastic outside, doesn't have any sort of specific grip, but it does have these indents here, which is actually really nice to grip it. Alright, so that's that. Then we've just got a Baho adjustable wrench. So this is nice. This is a big mouth one. I think it goes to 40 millimeters there. really nice just whenever you need to actually adjust something. We got a whole bunch of other tools on the other side that we'll go through, but this is really nice sort of addition for that. Got a Milwaukee jab saw. So this is really nice because it takes Sawzall blades, so you can pretty much put anything in this, and really nicely, really easily interchangeable. So I don't think I actually have spare blades in this yet, but I usually just carry around a few spare blades, so I end up having a really small fine teeth. And I think this might be just this is a metal one. If that focuses, there we go. So that's a 18 teeth per inch. So this is metal, but this will obviously cut wood as well. It's just if you're cutting anything rough or plywood or plasterboard or anything like that, you probably want a bit bigger teeth. So I need to end up adding a couple more blades to this as well, and then just have that around. But really nice, and obviously folds down nice and small, so it doesn't take up much room. Alright, okay, cool. This is a Knipex Ergo strip. This is really good for stripping cable. So you open it up, and then it's got the different thicknesses there of cable. You put it through and then just pull it, and that strips it really nicely. Down here as well. And then on the other side, this is a stripper for coax. So coaxial cable, so that also pops open, and then you put that in here, hold it and pull it out. So it's really nice. I think Ergo grip for ergonomic grip. You hold it really nicely and operate it very easily with that one hand. Right hand, I'm right-handed there, so you can put the cable in and then pull that out really nicely. So this comes in quite handy when you're doing a lot of specific cable, specific size, and you're stripping that. I've got other strip tools in the front as well that we can go through. This is just spare blades for the utility knife, Alpha utility knife. I've got that in the other compartment, so we'll go through that in a sec. Alright, this just a spirit level, Milwaukee torpedo, I think these are called, torpedo billet level. This is really nice, aluminium. It's got a whole bunch of magnets on there as well, so this will hold on extremely strongly. Will never fall off anything. And you've got the nice angled one there, so different degrees. There we go, 10 and 20 degrees. Then we've got the 45 degree offset, and then just a 90 flat. And also it's got a little ruler on here as well. So really nice, small little thing. The whole point of this bag is just to have a bit of everything, not have perhaps like the best tool for everything, but maybe the second best tool for everything. So that's pretty handy to have a whole set of stuff there. Alright, these railer bits, these are really good, super nice rubber case that is quite flexible, and it holds the thing together really well. So these are just Torx, these are safety Torx with the little holes inside. So these will fit normal Torx bit as well, but they also do the safety Torx because they've got that extra hole in the center there. And this is just my Allen key set. So I don't have a specific Allen key set in here, but you end up needing that quite a bit. So these come in really handy for that. And the nice thing about this one here as well is it's got a magnetizer and a demagnetizer as well. There we go. So demagnetizer on this side and a magnetizer there. So if you want to magnetize a screwdriver, I'll grab one for a sec. If you're going to magnetize a screwdriver, you just push it through here a few times. That'll magnetize it, it'll hold bits, and then if you want to demagnetize it, you pull it through here. So that's really handy, because sometimes, most of the times, you want it magnetized just so it sticks to screws, but sometimes you don't, so you can undo that. And then you've just got this little carabiner here, so these just stay together, and you can clip them to stuff as well, which comes in handy. Alright, and then we just have these Wera 1/4 inch ratchet set. So this is a Zyklop, that's the name of it, and we've got this really nice, I think these are 80 teeth, something like that. I'm not sure if it actually has it on here, I'll have to look it up. But really nice. Alright, come on, focus, there we go. Very, very nice little thing, all metal, feels super well in the hand, and it's nice and small. And it is again 1/4 inch. I find that's pretty good for most things. I have a metric set on here. These bits, these are really nice. These are twist. You twist it and it comes off so you don't lose it. You can hear that little click there. That just works really well. Then there's just a bunch of other random bits up the top, just a few Torx, a couple of Allens, and then we've got a few more just Phillips and Posi-Drive screwdrivers there. I don't end up using these bits that often. I've got other bits that I go to. The really handy thing here as well is this bit here. So you can grab whatever you want. If you need this Torx bit, you can grab that out, put it into this, extend it, and then use this bit for it. And then just use this to actually ratchet it. But again, I've got screwdrivers in that other section, which we'll have a look at in a sec, to actually do that as well. What I really wanted to do with this bit was have as many interchangeable bits as possible, and really everything ideally has more than just one purpose. So this whole set here has that purpose of giving me the hex bits here, but also then we've got the smaller screwdrivers there. So that's just a really nice set. It does also have Velcro in the back here, which I don't use, but you can actually stick this to other, or stick a Velcro thing to other stuff and then just put that on there. All right, and then we just have a Stanley pry bar up here as well, a 10-inch one. So this is quite good for any sort of bigger jobs that I don't want to damage any other tools or the hammer. You grab this thing out, and it's really good for nails as well, the way this digs in, and you can actually pull those nails out quite nicely. I think that's about all. Oh, the other thing we've got on this side here is just this diamond. This is really nice. This is a diamond file, contact cleaner file, but just a small, and it's really flexible, which is really nice. So whenever you need to sharpen anything or take burrs off of stuff, this ends up being really good. So I bought this in a set of 3. Again, I'll put a link down in the description. These are really, really nice file. I've got a whole bunch of these. Again, this is a new set, but the ones that are used end up getting used quite a bit. I think that's it on this side. We just have these other pockets here as well in the bag, but I don't have anything in this yet. And then this big pocket here, nothing in there either, but you could put more stuff, a bit of paperwork or so on in there. So, all right, we'll close this side up and let's have a look at the other side. All right, so I might actually just move some of these things underneath, so we got some room to go through the other ones. All right, now this is the big one. This is all of the hand tools, screwdrivers, pliers, all that sort of stuff we've got in this one. Again, as I mentioned, that other side was mostly for this measurement, electronics, and some of the tools that I don't use that often, but this is really the first go-to thing that we've got. So again, we've got a little pocket there. I don't use that too much. This one here got just a few disposable earplugs on that one that can come in handy. And then these interchangeable bits for the wearer screwdrivers. So this is all insulated for up to 1000 volts, but I just end up using all this for pretty much general purpose stuff anyway, so you can just work on whatever you want and don't have to worry about it. This one here is actually a really nice one, so highlight this one out specifically. Up here you can see the insulation goes straight in to the screwdriver, and the sort of the thickness there doesn't change. It all stays really thin. So this is out of a slim kit. They make these specific slim kits, whereas these other ones, they've got the actual screwdriver, the metal screwdriver there, and then you've got that coating of the insulation on top of it. So it depends on what you're doing. Sometimes you need these slim ones, but a lot of the times you don't. So these ones here are good. All right, so yeah, there's just a bunch of these, just a couple of posi drives and Phillips, and then a few slotted. So that's that, and then they go into this screwdriver here. So this is the head, and this yellow bit down here you pull in, and that just slides out, and you can interchange that with any of those ones there that you want. So this is just the Phillips one, pretty handy for most stuff, so just end up keeping that on there. This is really solid. I can highly recommend these. I love these guys to bits. They really don't move around that much. There is a little bit of wiggle. You can hear that wiggle slightly, but it doesn't pull out or in, and it's very solid there. It's obviously got this really big surface area here on the 6 sides there that lock in with the handle, and it really doesn't go anywhere. It's really, really nice. All right, well, let's keep going with screwdrivers. So just a standard Phillips 2, insulated, but a nice Phillips 2 screwdriver there. So I just like having a Phillips and just a normal slotted in actual bits, so I don't have to go swapping them all the time. These are the ones I'd probably grab first and go to use for things. Again, insulated, just to have that insulation there. They don't cost all that much more, and it's just nice to have. And since we're on the theme of screwdrivers, let's have a look at these guys here. So these are the Wera heavy duty screwdrivers, marked by this yellow, and these are awesome. You can use these as a chisel. They are super hard. They've got this hex shaped shaft. They've also got this extra exposed bit here. So what you can do is you can grab this with some pliers. Grab this for a second. You can grab that onto there and it gives you a lot more leverage, so you can actually turn whatever you're turning. You could also grab it down here as well, but it's made for it up there. So that comes in really handy. And the other thing is as well is they have a metal core all the way through. So up here you can see this bit here. This is metal, so you can use this. You can use a hammer against this and hammer it into things and it'll stick. So these are really nice. Like I said, this is the heavy duty line. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but I just love the standard ones. End up using the Phillips too, and then just the slotted, whatever the slotted size this is. Alright, and then one final screwdriver here is just this flexible one. So this is a really nice flexible shaft. It just takes in whatever hex bits. So again, I can go to these railer bits here, put that in, magnetically held in there, and actually locks. Oh, maybe not this one, but yeah, I don't think this one does, but the original Wera ones will lock into place. So you pull this down, locks into place, and then you've got this flexibility, and super nice and handy if you're reaching into tight places. The other good thing about this one is it kind of acts as a two-purpose screwdriver. So if I need a long screwdriver, I'll go for this one because it's got a really nice long shaft, and then you've also got that flexibility. Cool, so that's it with the big screwdrivers. I then also do have this small one here. This is really nice. So the handle in the back spins, so you can hold it in your palm and rotate that, and it'll spin it really, really nicely. And then this just has interchangeable bits as well. So obviously this is a precision screwdriver, but you pull that and then you lift this out, and that there is what that looks like. So this will have plenty of torque because that whole surface there will line up with the bit inside here, and there won't be any slippage. So these are really nice. This is also ESD, so if I'm working on phones or any sort of small electronics, that'll end up being really good. So I do have, again, these interchangeable bits. I'll show you that just here. Not sure how well that'll focus, but just here you got a whole bunch of different ones as well. I'll show this later again, but a whole bunch of other bits as well for the impact screwdriver, which we can go through in a sec. One more thing with these Wera precision screwdrivers is I absolutely love these. The grip is just nice. It's got this raised surface here. So this is my portable one, but then on my actual workbench, I've got a couple more sets of them. So I end up using these all the time for my other videos. These just sit on my workbench. And then what I also have is I also have this other tool roll here as well of these screwdrivers. So you got a full roll of them, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. So you've got everything here, flat, slotted. There's Torx. There's a couple of little pry tool there as well, and a whole bunch of other different ones. So anything you need, this set will have it. Again, links in the description to all this stuff, but cannot recommend this stuff enough. All right, keep going with screwdrivers. We've got this little stubby one. So again, magnetic thing at the front that detaches. This is the screwdriver itself. And then you pull the back out and you've got a couple more bits there as well. So a couple of posi drives, a couple of Phillips, and I think a couple of slotted. So 6 bits that fit in there. And this is really nice. I've never had issues with these pivoting bits. It doesn't seem all that secure, but it is. I really haven't had issues with this at all. And it is nice. That does rotate a little bit as well. And then this on the front, this is actually from the impact screwdriver as well. So we'll have a look at that in a sec. But again, like I said, I just like interchanging a whole bunch of different stuff. So I don't want to have too many different bits if I don't need to. Just have this and I can interchange that with other stuff. But again, the stubby one is really nice when you need something short. I'll take this one out and put a shorter one in and use that there. All right, and then we've got the impact screwdriver. So this is quite a new addition. I haven't used this all that much yet. But the purpose of this is it's currently in a locked position there. So really it just acts as a normal screwdriver. So if I put a bit in there, it takes a little bit of pressure because it's held in by this rubber. So put that in there and you can turn it and it'll just use it as a normal screwdriver. But if you unlock this, which is really where this thing shines, and then you push it, so what you would do is you would unlock it, you would put it on a stuck fastener, hold it, and then you would hammer it. So as you hammer it, see if I can show that, as this compresses together, I'm not sure how well this will show, but as I push this together, the front bit actually turns. So there's a mechanism in there. Yeah, you can sort of see that turning there. So there's a mechanism in there that when you put this onto a fastener that's stuck, a stubborn, doesn't want to get loose, you put it on there, you hammer it, and each hammer, the bottom section will rotate slightly. So you hold it, you hammer it, then you loosen it slightly, grab it again, and hammer it again. And you keep doing that, and effectively, it just acts as a manual impact driver. So again, I don't have power tools in this, and if I'm out just grabbing this, you know, out in the field or whatever, I don't usually have power tools. This is really handy for actually doing that. So this only does go one way. You can't hammer something or you can't tighten something. You can only loosen it, which makes sense because you just hand tighten it, and then the stuck things that don't want to get loose, you bring out this guy. So that's that, and these black bits from Wearer are what specifically for that impact. So as I showed before, I do have quite a few other ones up here as well. So we've got a few posi drives there, and a slotted one as well. Sorry, there we go. You can see that there. Alright, I think that's it with screwdrivers. It's a whole bunch of them, but they all have their purpose. Alright, since this is hanging out, let's have a look at this. So this is Knipex Cobra. These are really nice, 300 millimeters in length, and this is just an adjustable wrench there that you can use, or adjustable pliers that we can use there. So I have a whole bunch of different ones of these. I'll pull them out. So this is actually the same sort of thing, but these are called alligators. So you can see that center assembly there is different. So these you flip, and then you can just sort of move them up and down and lock them in place that way. Whereas the alligators, you can't do that. You've got to hold this button and then actually manually move it. So it does have many more teeth there. It's much more precise. But the major difference between this doesn't open up as much. So let me put it in the middle. This doesn't open up as much. Whereas these guys, I mean, obviously being different size, but these guys will just open up as much as you want them to. So you can end up grabbing much bigger stuff with these. Now, the thing is, it took me a while to figure out what really the difference between these two was. I ended up figuring out these are really good for sort of indoor use where you don't have too much dirt, because you will get dirt and earth and stuff inside this mechanism, and this won't work as well. You can easily take it apart on the other side, loosen the screw, take that apart and clean it. No problem at all. But these guys, so if you're working out in the mud, or maybe even plumbers or things, you know, professions like that, this is probably the way to go, because nothing's going to get in the middle there, and you'll just be able to pry it out and do that. Alright, so as I said, I've got a whole bunch of different sizes of these. Actually, these are different. So 3 different sizes of those. And then while we're there, we may as well have a look at. So these are Knipex pliers wrench. So sort of work similar, I guess, to these alligators here, except that the actual pressing surfaces there, they always stay parallel to each other. So no matter where you're at, you can be right here, you could be right down the bottom, they will stay parallel, and they've got this range of motion here. So this is really good for bolts or anything that you would use sort of this other adjustable wrench here. So the wrench is good if you're doing a lot of different bolts at the same thickness there. You could just use that, turn it back and forth. But these are really nice and quick, so especially if you're just using different size bolts, nuts, whatever to grab, this is really handy. Or if you've got a hex or a rectangular pipe or anything like that, you can grab it with this, extend it out, grab it with that and turn it and actually use it for rotating. So this is really good. I've got a couple of different sizes of those too. Pretty much end up using the big ones all the time, but the small ones are just nice and handy. I bought these in a set of 3. I actually bought all of these guys in sets of 3, so that's why I've got all the different sizes there. So that's those guys there. Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's okay, cool. Well, let's go to these. So this is the Knipex twin grips. Now you can see on this side here, they've got that grip there, which is really nice. But where these guys really shine is that. You can see that rectangle there. So when you're working on trying to loosen a nut from the top, you can press this button here and actually extend the reach out of them as well, so make them a bit thicker. And then you just go down. Is there any nuts here? No. All right. You just go down. Let's use this as an example. Go down, grab it, make it a little bit tighter. Grab it like that, and then you can rotate it and loosen it really easily, and it works. This works amazingly well. So these definitely not cheap, but highly recommend them if you are doing anything with nuts, trying to do them down vertically. These are really good. All right, that's those. Then we just have some vice grips. These are just Nipex ones as well, really nice. Mostly just use these when you need to secure something together or just need a third hand. You grab this and secure it and just hold it in place. Really nice. I think these are 180mm distance. I find this works out really well. It's big enough for everything, but not too big to carry too much big stuff in there. Alright, then we've got these Baho ratcheting wrench sets. So these are really neat because they have, alright, let's get that focused, because they've got, so on this side we've got a 9 and a 10mm, and then if you flip it, on this side we've got an 11 and an 8. So the way this works is the actual head here, actually I might show a bigger one, that'll be easier. So the actual head here has 2 stages inside, so see if we can get that to focus. Might not even come up on camera that well anyway, but there are 2 different sizes in this. It's not the same size all the way through. How can I show that? There we go. You can see just a little line in between there. So one side will be thicker, so the bolt doesn't go all the way through, but it only goes halfway through that. So then one side is one, the other one is the other one. There we go. Actually, that shows it well. Just down there inside, you can see that indent. Cool. So again, I don't want to carry a big full set of stuff out here, but these come in really handy. Although the smaller ones, I just end up using the 1/4-inch ratchet on the other side, so this guy here. But if I need to get onto bigger ones, then this comes in really handy. And they are actually quite nice and thin. That focus isn't working all that well, there we go. So they are actually quite nice and thin, really lightweight. They're designed to sort of fit in any tool case and be out in the field without too much weight and adding too much stuff to the box. Okay, cool. So there we've got the All-Fire utility knife. This is a 30-degree one, so I really like it because it is small and you can see that steep angle on it as well. So you've got this really sharp tip. It'll get you into anything. So this is great. I don't carry a bigger knife, although I do have this other Milwaukee one. Not in this kit currently, but sometimes I do carry this. This just takes these standard blades, and this is just a lot tougher when you need to break through bigger stuff. This does come in handy, and it does have spare blades inside it as well, so you can actually flip this open and you've got some spare blades in there. I think it holds, I don't know, maybe 5-10 blades in there. But I really like the small one in the kit. It just gets everything sorted. Really, really nice, super high quality. And then, as I mentioned before, I just carry these spare blades for it as well, because these are really nice. When it gets dull, you just snap that off and you got a brand new blade on it. Okay, then here we just have this Dasco Pro chisel and a little punch, a pin punch. So the chisel just comes in handy for scraping anything off or actually using it as a chisel, and the punch just for, instead of using a screwdriver to punch things out, I just end up using this. So I did buy a whole set of both of these, or actually I think a few different sets that I combined. I thought I had more in here, but I don't think I do. Must have taken it out. But these are just the ones that end up using the most. Alright, so put that down there. It's getting crowded in this little area here. I haven't got that big of a workshop here, or workbench here, but this is good enough for now. Alright, sticking with pliers, we've got these Nipex, I think these are extra long reach or long reach needle nose pliers. This is really nice, again, for sort of long reach. So it's in the name. Whenever you need to get far, these will do the job really nicely. And I really like this coating. So the Nipex tools come with a whole bunch of different coatings. These are my favorite by far. The only thing with this is it is a textured surface, so when you do get grease and oil on them, it can be a little bit hard to clean off if you do want clean tools. But obviously, if you use your tools right, they're not going to get clean and will get quite dirty. But I really like all of these grips on these tools. Alright, so we've got that. The other thing on the side here, we have these Cobalt, Nipex Cobalt compact bolt cutters, I think it stands for. This is a 200mm, so I couldn't get these in that same grip. So you can see this grip is actually a lot smoother. So if I compare it to these ones, that grip up the top has that texture, which I really like. And it's got a little bit thicker grip, so it is a bit softer. And then this one here is just dipped and is very smooth. So this is a lot easier to keep clean. No really issues with it slipping, even if it's wet. It's completely fine. I do slightly prefer the other ones, but this is good. These are also absolutely amazing. These will cut through pretty much anything that your standard, bolt, bigger bolt cutters will. The leverage on these is amazing, and they do have this little slit inside here, so you can fit thicker stuff in there as well. So I don't know what these are actually rated to cut, but I think it's quite a few millimeter thickness of steel that they will cut. So don't use these that often, but they do sit on the side here because I don't want to damage other tools if there is things that I do need to cut. So they'll be the go-to for that. All right, and then we've just got these other Knipex combination pliers. This is again all insulated, all VDE tools, so insulated for 1000 volts. And I also really like these grips. I probably don't need all of these insulated, maybe just ones of them, but I really like these grips, and they're super nice and handy and really nice and grippy to hold. So these are just the 180 combination pliers there as well. Just end up using this probably the most for general purpose stuff. Then for electrical, specifically electrical work, you cannot beat these. These are absolutely amazing. So what you do is you've got really sharp cutting blade on the front, so you can cut the cable there. There we go. And then we've got the strippers as well. Come on, focus there. So we've got a stripper there as well, so you just put the cable through. You got crimps on here, bigger teeth, and then you've got that sort of fine needle nose as well. And that head there is really nice. So when you're working with electrical, you cut the cable, put it in here, you strip it, and if you've got multiple together, you put it in the needle nose and then just rotate that, twist it together, and that's it. It does also have this lock, so these are spring. Some people do like spring, some don't. I really do like these being sprung. None of my other ones are sprung, but these ones are, and they're just really nice because it just springs right back open, although you could just use your pinky to kind of push that open. As with sort of these ones, not really too big a deal, but I really like these. These are also the T, so the T just means it's got this little hook on the side. I don't really use this, but it was cool, so I got it. You could just clip this onto yourself with a lanyard, so if you're working at heights or anything like that, you don't drop these and they won't go anywhere. And then yeah, these just have this little lock here as well, so you can lock them down here. Really nice. Absolutely love these. Any electrical work, highly recommend trying these out. Next, we just have a needle nose, really nice, thin point needle nose there, and super nice teeth. As always, Knipex pliers, they're absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic quality tools. Straight out of the box, come really nice, lubricated up, super smooth there as well. Although this could be a little bit smoother, they don't open completely, but not much resistance there. You just move them around a little bit and that'll be fine. So don't end up using these that often. They did just come as part of the kit, that's why I do keep them in here, but these end up working really well for needle nose. And then if I need the long needle nose, I'll grab those other extra long needle nose ones there as well. And then this is just a cable stripper. So on the front, you put your cable through, squish that down, and then pull it, and it'll strip all sort of cable for you. So this here as well is just to adjust that. So I end up using this if I'm doing a lot of repetitive work, so the same sort of cable thickness. You can set this, here we go, you can zoom this out, so there we go, so it won't close further than that. So you set it to your cable diameter, lock that in place, and you can just go at it all day and pull that through. So these are actually also sprung. They have a little spring in there, although they don't work that fantastically because you can see that they do get stuck here, but these are brand new, so they will wear in. I just need to use them a little bit. They'll wear in, and that spring will end up working a lot better. So again, I kind of do like the spring there. I still end up having my pinky down there anyway to use that to manually control it, but I don't mind these sprung tools at all. Alright, that's most of what's in here. Then up the top, we just have, as I mentioned before, just have a few of these extra bits, and then a couple of tweezers. I won't really pull them out, that's a little bit annoying, but just a couple of tweezers. And then up here, these are really nice, so I just keep this on so they don't go opening up by themselves. But these are just really nice Knipex. I think they're called Super Snips, something along those lines. Again, if you're interested, have a look in the description. I'll put the name down there. But these are also 1000 volts insulated, which I really don't need, but they are just super nice grips and extremely precise head on them. So this will mostly be used for if I'm working on any sort of electronics or any sort of small wires. I'll use these instead of the other ones. Alright, cool. Then the other thing, I think pretty much the final thing for that is just this little ratchet here. So I think this came out of a bike set from Wearer, but this will work really well for, again, all these railer bits as well. So I haven't needed this too often, to be honest, but it's a cool, really cool little thing, and it doesn't take up much room, so keep it in there. But there you go, you just slide that in, and then you've got this small little ratchet. Super, super fine little teeth. And the other really good thing about this is you could use your thumb just up the top here to actually ratchet it. So you can see just here it's got these teeth on the outside, and you can use that to spin it. Well, I guess you can spin it however it works, but if you hold it like that, you can then just use your thumb and spin that over, which is really nice. This just seems to be a really nicely machined bit of metal all the way through. The whole handle is metal, and it's just a really nice bit. So that's an extra one there for some fun. Awesome. Well, I think that's it. Don't think I've missed anything. Again, I mean, as I'm sure everyone knows, these Veto bags are absolutely amazing. They will hold so much stuff. They're a really good excuse to get them on sale, because then you have to fill them with tools. So you've got to go and buy a whole bunch more tools to put into them. There you go. So that'll make a really nice thumbnail, I guess. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to buy any of these tools, if you're interested in exactly what the models are, I'll put all the links down in the description. So have a look. If you do want to buy them, I'd appreciate you using my affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps support the channel. I get a small percentage of the sales there, so that'd be very much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed this. This is my DIY, brand new tools, brand new Veto bag pack out for sort of any DIY work around the house when I haven't got any other stuff around. So awesome. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you next time.